So Mia Thornton just got humbled real quick after mocking Wendy Osefo's mugshot last month. And when you combine that with all the details surrounding her own walk of shame through an Atlanta airport, it's definitely giving she's reaping what she sowed.
I knew this was bound to happen some kind of way. I knew that Mia Thornton was going to have to pay for all the things she had done, especially concerning going around with that new guy, they call him Ink, while she was still with her husband, Gordon.
Yep.
And everyone was saying the same thing to her, even on the reunion that she so famously walked out on. And she was so concerned and upset that the women were telling her, girl, this is not a good look for your,
Right.
And she walked out because she couldn't take it, because she knew it was true. It was as simple as that. And I'm like, girl, I don't care if Gordon did agree to this, which she later said something about when everybody was really dragging her. And he only agreed to it because he loves her and he wanted her in his life. He wanted to give her everything she wanted. So she told everybody that Gordon was okay with her being with this man, Ink. Okay? And I'm like, no husband is okay with anything like that.
Exactly.
And I knew that eventually something was going to take place and this girl was going to reap what she had sowed in that marriage. And that was just straight out wrong, prancing around with that man in the situation that she was in. I don't want to bring up the you-know-who, but prancing around with him in her family situation like that.
Yeah.
And this is what the girls got on her about. And she got mad and walked up out of the reunion. Now here she is, cuffed and arrested in an airport.
Exactly. Had to walk through the whole airport with her hands behind her back. She was crying. And it's like you said, reaping what she sowed. It's so interesting too, because it looks like there is a real direct connection between that man that she was messing around with and this arrest. Yeah. So basically, she was picked up because there was a warrant out for her arrest. So she was at the Atlanta airport when they were notified. I guess she went through customs and they were notified that this person had a warrant out. So they detained her until the police could come and get her at the airport.
Okay.
And there's this video going around that has her being detained, questioned by the police, getting handcuffed, all that. And they end up asking her, they said, do you know why you're being arrested? And she says, yes. There was a warrant out for her arrest. And the warrant stems from basically property or furniture heist of over $11,000.
Oh.
It's from a condo, a high-end condo in Atlanta that said that on, I think it was October 28th, she and her roommate, someone by the name of Jared McGriff, that's who they put in there. She and her roommate snuck out of this high-end condo in the middle of the night. And it was a pre-furnished condo. So all the furnishings already came in when they had signed up to rent the condo.
Oh, yeah.
So they snuck out of this high-end condo October 28th, middle of the night. And when the property manager checked the next day, all the furniture was gone.
What?
So this wasn't their furniture to have.
Oh.
And now, according to, some of the reports, like on Bravo Shade Room and other reports, they're saying that this person that's named in the warrant with her is actually the person that she was dating on the show on RHOP.
Ink.
Yeah, exactly. They're saying that is one and the same person.
See?
So that's a direct connection with what she did, that wrongness that she visited on her family.
Yeah.
to now this downfall coming?
Because they snuck out at the middle of the night, so you know somebody's trying to hide something.
Exactly.
I never heard of anybody moving out in the middle of the night, and so they took these people's furniture.
Yeah. And there was, because they said that the person who actually owns the condo, he's overseas. He's out of the United States. The property manager called him and told him what happened. And there were numerous items that were missing. They said there was a TV that had been mounted on the wall. That was gone. Dining room table was gone with 7 dining room chairs. 2 accent tables were missing. A sectional couch was missing. A floor lamp. 2 patio chairs and a patio table was gone.
Oh, man.
Even a fireplace remote.
Oh, come on.
All of that was gone. And the property management gave the police the purchase receipts and the move-in photographs and documentation showing that the total value of the missing items was $11,022.15.
Okay.
So that bumped it up to a felony, basically. Now, not only was this man that's listed in there supposedly, you know, the same person that she was doing the wrong with. But who's the only one who's gotten arrested? Because there's no indication that he's been picked up. He is a famous, well, semi-famous Atlanta DJ. So it's not like he'd be hard to find. But whose name is on the hook for all of this?
Mia Thornton.
And in that video that's going around that's showing her being detained, she's talking to the officers and she ends up asking them if she can contact the person because she just wants to get the key so that he can give them their furniture out of storage.
Oh.
She says it's ridiculous. Enough is enough. She's emailed her roommate all the time because that's who they're referring to him as, her roommate. And she just wants him to get the key and give them their furniture back.
So it looks like not only did she humiliate herself with this person during her marriage time with all that mess and everybody telling her, girl, what you're doing is not right. You're running around here. You're still a married woman. You're running around here with this man, flaunting and doing these things. And now this same man has gotten her into this mess because it appears that she's saying he's the one that did it. Right. That's what it appears she's saying. It's like she's trying to really get him in a situation.
Yeah, and it's crazy that she did that on camera with the body cam, right? Because we saw what happened when all the mess came out with her and Gordon. How when everyone was saying how she was wrong. She ended up trying to flip the script and throw Gordon under the bus. Yeah. She was saying that he had groomed her, all that type of stuff. Yeah. And saying he lost all the money because of his excessive spending and cheating and all that stuff.
She certainly did.
She went from saying that Gordon had never cheated on her to saying that the marriage was over because he cheated. And
girl,
it was all these lies just back and forth, back and forth. And now, here we go. This person is able to now say on the body cam, yeah, the roommate has the storage key. Enough is enough. It's ridiculous. I want him to give the furniture back. She's throwing this other person under the bus now. So if that's even true, you know, like she didn't know anything about anything. She didn't have anything to do with it. Right. Another thing that came out was this same condo had actually just filed a lawsuit against her back in September. Oh. Yeah, on I think it was September 11th, they ended up saying that they were filing for an eviction for her because she had not paid the $5,100 in rent for the month of September. Okay. Now that's crazy because she was only 11 days late, basically. So on September 11th, they filed a lawsuit to get her out of there because she had not paid September's rent of $5,100. And it wasn't even the whole amount. So that's 11 days late on the rent and they filed a lawsuit already?
Girl, she probably had developed a pattern.
Probably.
That probably looks like what happened. And they were like, you know what? Yeah. She's talking about enough is enough. That condo board said enough is enough. Exactly. And it had probably become a pattern of her lateness. And so So they're getting a jump on it, saying,
Probably.
look, give us our money.
Probably. And that's another reason. It's interesting because it seems like she was so quick to leave the show. Because I know she walked off the reunion because they were talking about what she did and how it affected her little one.
Yes.
And she left the show from that point. And from living, in the Potomac area, she ended up moving to Atlanta.
Right.
And you know who lived in Atlanta? This DJ.
Yeah.
So it seems like she uprooted her life for this man. And only to find out maybe a month or so, like into the new year, they had supposedly broken up. Saying that, because she went on Watch What Happens Live, saying that, their brands, he said that their brands don't align. So, wow. But she said ink is forever. They'll always be together. He's not going to be dealing with anyone else. So supposedly they were broken up, and then she said for now. So she's doing all of this, still trying to hang on to this man. And then she started hanging around with Bobby Valentino in August of this year. So I don't know if there's some connection between, the breakup and then her getting with this new guy, Bobby Valentino, who's the R&B singer.
Yeah.
And then here comes September, the rent's not paid on that high-end condo. Who's to even say that she was still living there with him if that is the actual person that was there?
Right.
It's crazy because how is she still living with him in a high-end condo in September? And moving out with him in October, but supposedly they broke up in January.
Girl, stuff like that is always a mess.
Yeah.
And it's always chaotic and hard for anybody to figure out because it just doesn't make sense.
Right.
It doesn't make sense what she did to her family.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't make sense her saying that she was groomed. How is... she was in her 30s or so?
She was younger than that, but she was working at a gentleman's club.
Okay.
And, she knew the man was married, all of that stuff. She knew what she was getting into.
Yeah.
But it just shows how she does, like a pattern.
How she just throws them under as soon as she's in a bind that I say she put herself into.
Exactly.
Okay. She knew better.
Right. And it is so interesting how she got so angry when they called her out on her behavior and how it was affecting her children. Because basically, I think Giselle and Wendy, they were all like, you're using her. She was using her child's paternity for a storyline, basically.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
And it's like, she's not thinking of how this is going to affect the kid at school, because we see from everything that's going on in the world, kids are not staying in the child's place anymore. They are watching everything that the adults are watching.
Yes,
they're on Instagram, they're on TikTok, they're seeing all of this stuff.
Yes, they are.
And the way these algorithms work, they're putting things that are connected with these kids in front of their faces.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they know who the child is, so they saw something that said probably Mia Thornton. They put all of that out there.
Exactly.
So she used that, didn't care how the kids were going to be seeing this, or even how the people at their own schools were going to treat the kids regarding this, and then had the nerve to get mad when they called her out on it.
Yeah.
And so when it happened with Wendy, when she got arrested and had that mugshot, Mia was talking about how initially Wendy had just reached out to her maybe a week or so ago, telling her God's got her and everything was going to be all right, telling Mia that, giving her encouragement since Mia had left the show.
Yeah.
But the first thing that Mia says publicly once it comes out what happened with Wendy is, I thought Miss 4 Degrees had it together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Making fun, mocking what was going on with her. Isn't Eddie a lawyer? All that stuff, doing all that. And then she ended up saying, and you want to talk about the kids, what about what their kids see now?
Oh,
that she actually linked it to how they were mad at her about what she was doing to her kids on the show.
Yeah.
But she said, well, now Wendy's kids got to see their parents with a mugshot. How does they think that makes them as parents? So she was going.
She was trying to get back.
Yeah, so for that to have happened, her saying all that nasty stuff, all that mocking, all that, vitriol, which had nothing to do with what her actions were with her kids.
Exactly.
She's saying all that in October when it happened to Wendy, and now here we are a month or so later, and look at her in the same situation. Actually, if not worse, because she actually had the whole thing filmed. All we have is a mugshot from Wendy. We can actually see Mia being escorted out, hands behind her back.
Exactly. And as I said earlier, I knew something was going to happen with Mia and this man's situation, because everybody knew and was telling her, girl, this ain't right what you doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have her being publicly humiliated
mm-hmm.
and publicly handcuffed.
Yep.
And girl.
And nothing happened to him.
Nothing happened
that we know of.
The man that she risked all of this for.
Mm-hmm.
So it just seems like you can't be playing around these days with people and what they're going through, and to make mockery of them.
Right.
And she should have just stayed with that good word.
Exactly.
For Wendy.
Exactly. And that's the thing. That's what people try to take this out of context all the time. But that's what the judge, not lest ye be judged, stands for. She in the same
Exactly.
boat.
That's what that means.
She's doing all this type of foolishness that Wendy was doing. Heck, by the time, allegedly, that Wendy was allegedly doing, but at least that she was charged for.
Uh-huh.
By the time Wendy had been arrested in her mugshot, when Mia had already known that she was facing a lawsuit for unpaid rent.
Yeah.
So she knew that.
She knew that.
She's in a glass house throwing stones, judging what Wendy's going through. And yeah, that's the thing. Judge not. And when they're doing the same thing other people are doing, because that same measure that she was meeting it out with, it just got measured right back to her.
That's exactly what that means, because we judge. Everyone judges every day. You have to judge which person you're going to spend your time with at work.
Life is a judgment call.
It's a judgment call.
Every single
and
thing.
Everybody says that. It's a judgment call. So when people refer to that scripture, it says don't judge me. No, it says don't judge me if you're doing the same thing that I'm doing.
Exactly.
It's like that same one that says, cast out the beam in your own eye before you mess with the little speck in someone else's eye.
Exactly.
But we are called to judge. We make judgments every day about things in our lives.
Exactly.
Period.
And the reason everyone's always talking about, the bar is so low, the bar is in HE double hockey sticks, is because the people who are standing on the righteous judgment of the Lord just saying, what, the Bible says this, or saying, that's not the best way, that God desires better for you.
Exactly.
Some of them have not said anything because they have been told, don't judge, don't judge. So now that standard is getting lower and lower. And it's not that people always say, they wish shame would come back. People don't need shame and condemnation. They need a standard.
Simple.
And when that standard has been lowered to it's non-existent, because the people who know to do hey, nope, this is a better way, this is whatever. When they're not raising that standard, then that's when the bar goes, and that's when people just out here telling all their business why would you mention this? Or why would you do? What are you doing? What were you thinking?
Exactly.
So them misconstruing stuff just to get other people to shut up so they can do whatever they want to do without any sort of conviction.
Exactly. That's it. That's all.
All right, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.